What's in the box?
Hello friends, welcome to another edition of What's in the Box. My name is Chris McEwen. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Chris McEwen. And you can always, you should subscribe and like this video and hit the bell and all those things. You know how the internet works. This is about opening a box from some golf manufacturer, some golf equipment manufacturer. It's not a review necessarily. We do those later. It's not even really a deep dive into the technology. We also do that later. But that's why you should hit the bell, because step one is opening the thing and seeing what it is, telling you a little bit about what it's about and what it should do and things like that. But then we do a bunch more stuff around that piece of equipment. And I say we because Bill Bush, who runs drivingrangeheroes.com, also contributes to that Range Life YouTube channel with his own unboxings. And he actually writes reviews for drivingrangeheroes.com. And you can follow him at Range Heroes on all kinds of different platforms. I got the Cleveland hat going today because this is a box from Cleveland Golf. Now, you may have already seen the unboxing of their new CBX wedge and their Highwood. If you haven't, I'll throw a card somewhere up here so you can go check that out. They've been releasing a slew of equipment over this past month, so I'm not really sure what is actually in here. So let's find out together, shall we? Ooh. Now, I have to tell you to be careful with these boxes, even though the last time I opened one of these, I cut my finger, not on the knife, but on the edge of this box. Put that over there. Okay. Off we go. Let's open her up and see what we've got. We've got lots of stuff in here. This is why we do multiple videos, because there are multiple clubs in this box. And we like to dedicate time to talking about each one individually and doing more of a deep dive. And that's where Behind the Gear comes in, and when we're doing on-course reviews or reviews in the sim over at 5-Iron. It's a perfect example. Okay. First one looks like the big dog. That's the new XL2 Cleveland driver. We'll get that thing opened up here shortly. The next one looks like the 3-wood. Very exciting. And then we've got this guy. It's the Highwood. Okay, so I've already unboxed one Highwood, so I got two Highwoods, which is fun. Maybe we can do something about my extra Highwood. I don't know, we'll have to see. Subscribe, hit the bell. Never know. But we've talked about this one already. Go watch the video. Let's do the 3-wood and the driver, shall we? Let's put that over there. Okay, and we'll clear out room here with this box. Okay, let's start with this 3-wood. Oh, I see something cool on the end of this thing too, which is just pretty fun. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna undo all of this stuff so we can get right to it. Obviously, head cover comes with all these. Let's take off this wrapping. I swear every year this wrapping gets tighter and tighter on these golf clubs. I'm not going to use a knife on this. There we go. Okay. Quick view of the 3-wood there. Really sleek. Check out the bottom. Okay. Got a Tensei shaft in there. Now this guy. Now, I shouldn't talk while I'm opening these. And our head cover comes in there too. Let's go undo this one. All right, here we are. We've got a Tensei Mitsubishi chemical shaft in there, and again, stiff. Here it is, though. Here is the big dog, the Cleveland Launcher XL2 driver. Let's get into some of the highlights and what's new and different versus the original XL. So they've really done a lot of work with repositioning weight in this head and creating even more forgiveness in this face. So let's start with this face. This is, they call it the mainframe. Mainframe technology, and what the mainframe does is it takes a ton of data from golfers just like you and me, and they put it into a computer, and AI says, here are the common spots on the face of the driver where mishits occur, right? And then they build their face to account for those mishits. So if you're a very, very, very good golfer, it doesn't matter what's going on over, here or here. You're hitting it right here all the time anyways. But for us, we are not consistently middle center of the face. So they create some forgiveness here, they create some forgiveness here, and certainly low and high hits. And the way they do that is through variable thickness of this face. So it still remains, when you hit it in the middle of the face, right, it's super hot, goes super far and straight and does exactly what you want it to. What they do is they build into the face to where if you hit it here, it sort of acts like you hit it here as well, right? So that's where that variable face comes in. Different thicknesses in the face create that rebound effect, and you still get a long, straight shot even on mishits. I mean, that's what forgiveness is all about. The rebound piece. So they have what's called rebound frame technology in here. When you strike a golf ball, it's physics, right? An equal and opposite reaction, right? So you hit the golf ball here, the face absorbs and it kind of trampolines it back. And that's where you get that extra ball speed. Rebound frame has 2 trampolines underneath it. So it gives a little bit more ball speed off of, face strikes. So that's where you get a lot of that extra ball speed from. So now we've got forgiveness. We've got some extra kind of trampoline effect with the rebound frame technology. And then they've manipulated this crown so that it's much lighter. And when you make sort of your, what is it called? Kind of, you have to have a crown on your driver, right? But if you make it as light as possible, you can manipulate the weight a little bit better in the driver head in general, right? And that will affect MOI. Just hit my bucket hat. So MOI, if I hit it here, if we didn't have sort of this this weight distribution properly, it would just kind of go like that. It would just give, right? If we hit it here, it would just go like that. That's just, again, physics. Now, with weight distribution further towards the back instead of up top or up front, but more towards the back, what that does is it moves the center of gravity back here. And if you hit it here, it'll stay straight, or at least straighter. If you hit it here, it'll stay straighter instead of, giving out. So that's really all this technology is doing. And so you look at this and it looks very like an ordinary driver, but behind the scenes, underneath here, behind the face, there is a lot going on. Now they make a couple different versions of this. I think 2 actually. This one I think is just your straight up Launcher XL2, but then they also make a draw version. So you know who that's good for, right? The slicers on the golf course. That will give you some draw bias to it and hopefully take this and just kind of start doing this. Maybe it won't draw, you know, it's not a miracle worker, but what it'll do is help you close this face a little bit more and get that ball on a straighter trajectory. All right. What else can I say about this? Oh, so this is a 10.5 degree loft. My current gamer, I believe, is 9.5, which is good though, because you can adjust the loft on this club. So you can adjust the loft, which is good. Looks like somewhere between 9 to 12 degrees. So we'll play around with that too. But that is, in a nutshell, the Cleveland Launcher XL2. And all of that same technology is built into the 3-wood. Now we will do some deep dives into each one of these and some real good testing in the sim. And once the ground thaws here in Chicago, we will go outside with it as well at the range and, you know, most importantly on the golf course. Some additional things similar to the Highwood. They have that rail technology to get you through the turf a lot easier. But the same sort of mainframe technology is in there. The same idea around forgiveness and MOI is built into this system. This is not adjustable, but they do have different loft settings or lofts that you can order. Same with the Highwood too. So Cleveland's really focusing this year on the run-of-the-mill everyday sort of mid-handicap 12 to 20 handicap golfer, around making the game easier, which makes it more fun, and also doing some things to close sort of your yardage gaps, right? So the Highwood, it can really help you kind of bridge that gap between maybe even a 6-iron to a 3-wood, somewhere in between, depending on how your game plays, trying to sort of solve that problem, because I don't really love hitting long irons. Like a 4-iron, I can do it. It's not super consistent. The Highwood can help with that. Some people struggle with hybrids. The Highwood can help with that. And of course, there's always the woods, 3-wood, 5-wood, that kind of thing, that will give you a shot at a par 5, maybe in 2, or just get you off the tee into a safe place, right? So a lot of people hit these better than the drivers. So that's everything in these two clubs. We will test. We will talk about a little bit more in depth around the technology in those. So keep an eye out, hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, like this video, ask any questions, and yeah, talk to you later.